You have entered the realm of dead air. For the next 2 hours, you will be transported into the world of the strange and the supernatural. You might not feel the need to cleanse your laptops or mobile devices afterwards. But it might not be a bad idea.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dead Air Live and the Dead Air Full Spectrum channel. It is our Sunday night show, and we thank you guys for joining us. If you notice the very lovely lady on screen with me, it is Erin Bush from St. Augustine, Florida. And my name, it doesn't matter what my name is. Nobody knows me anyway. But welcome to our show tonight. We are simulcast with KGRADB.com, KGRA on Facebook, and we are ready and loaded tonight. And we've got Erin here on screen with us. Mr. Ken DaCosta from Rhode Island will be joining us, as well as Julie DeMay, both from Rise Up Paranormal, to kick off this next 2 hours of splainin' to do. So we thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, also the thumbs up for the content, and the reminder bell for our upcoming programming going on this channel. But Erin, we wanted to start with having you on with me right from the get-go, because you have a special duty, special responsibility tonight. You, along with our producer, Bill Forte, and we wanted to get into it a little bit. Do you want to start off?
Sure. So I'm going to be, along with Bill, managing the chat behind the scenes tonight. And we know there's going to be a lot of people watching. We just ask that people stay civil. We're not going to deal with, insulting, name calling, anything like that. Of course, we want questions. We want constructive criticisms. We also ask that you please not post the same question 400 times, because we will star them. And if we have time, once we get through everything, if there's time, we will have saved those and we'll address them as we can, if we can. But the biggest thing is that this is meant to be a constructive discussion. So again, questions are welcome. Any constructive criticism is welcome, but we will not tolerate any, just be nice is really all we want from people tonight. I think that's the bare minimum requirement for everyone. So.
Yeah, it just, and there's a lot of contrasting opinions with our topic tonight with Cody and Satori, which, again, people are entitled to have an opinion, but so long as, again, it is with adult content, meaning maturity and just having a little bit of self-censorship for a lot of the stuff that, people may feel from an emotional standpoint, but it still isn't necessary to put it out there just for everyone to see. If it's just simply about, I need attention and I need relevance, so I'm going to say the most crass things possible, join a book club, do something else. It's not going to be accepted here. But Erin, I want to thank you for being with us here tonight. You are a first-person participant with a lot of these experiences. Bill Forte is a first-person participant with a lot of these experiences, or at least the ones that made him go, "Oh my God!" And
oh my God!
And I as well have been a first-person party participant. So we're going to move forward at this point in time. The way that we wanted to do this was no different than when we would have actually guests come on to the show, but our first guest is going to be one of my regular hosts, and he's going to be joining us at this time as we launch these 2 hours of If Only. Please welcome Ken DaCosta onto the show. Hey, buddy.
Different being over here.
Yeah. How'd you like the green room? It's a lot of nice fresh fruit in there.
It's nice. You guys had some nice beverages in here and some fruit, and thank you for the fruit basket.
Music's good.
Yeah, it's nice.
By the way, everybody, please try to enjoy the show, enjoy each other in chat as Again, this is what will be called end of the world eve, according to everybody that is conspiracy theorists
Yeah,
about the eclipse tomorrow. So this is it. We're done. This is
we're
the
done.
last show of anything. People are panicking. So just, make sure that, you save this show so you can watch it 6 or 7 more times before the apocalypse hits. So unbelievable. But Aaron, we're going to leave you into the chat there because I know you'll get some catching
Sounds
up to
good.
do. And we'll talk to you a little bit later on.
Thanks, Aaron.
Sounds good. Thanks,
All
guys.
right. Bye. All right, Ken, it's all you. This is something that's already created somewhat of a turmoil. The moment
Really?
that you posted the
Really?
thumbnail, and it's expected. You and I talked at quite a length over the last week in phone calls leading up to this to say how are we going to approach this because we know that it's going to go a little bit overboard in one way, shape, or form, and it did instantly within hours after posting the thumbnail. The debunkers went after it, and it's going to continue to do that. That's part of what we have to expect in the field. But I would like, before we go anywhere with this, just give a little bit of an explanation to your understanding. And for those of you who are watching, this is not normally Ken and I doing questions back and forth to each other. Normally we have that guest on there. But as all this video content that we're going to provide tonight comes from Rise of Paranormal, this is the best way we thought to go about it. By the way, filmmaker and one of the producers also for Car Masters on Netflix, but Jay Blumke is going to be joining us at the bottom of the hour. So you'll get a chance to talk to him and get his perspective. But let's go with the current things going on here, Ken, particularly one of the 360 videos that wound up being published on social media and then taken back down again. And again, there became all kinds of glorified guessing as to why that happened. To your knowledge, how did this all go about?
I got 2 messages last night. One from Julie DeMay at 12:03 a.m. and one from Cody Desbian at 12:51, both asking me if I was still up. The answer to that was no. I was not up. So I was informed that Jay Hawes had put up one segment of the 360-degree video. The explanation I got was he wasn't aware we were going to show them tonight. So they stayed up there for I don't know how long. I didn't even read the messages until 9 a.m. this morning. So it was gone by then. And so it went private. So it was not anything that we had a hand in. The reason that he even had them was because we needed to bleep out a name, and we didn't have the software to do that. So they asked Jason, because he has like Final Cut Pro or something high level, can you help us out with this? We had no problem with him seeing it. So he was able to help us do that. So that's why he was in possession of them in the first place, The next thing you know, they wound up out there. So really nothing to do with us. It happened. People commented on it, like so many other things. Leads me to the next point I have. A lot of what's been going on, because now I find myself on thumbnails, and George, you find yourself on thumbnails. A lot of this alleged conspiracy is based on projection and assumptions and speculation, and suddenly it becomes the truth because the narrative begins. So we hope to dispel some of that tonight while being honest about what our relationship is with these 2 kids. But we don't meet in a secret lair once a month to plan world domination. And like I said, What I really fear about the internet in general is sometimes people's worst instincts are projected on other people. Like, this is how I think something could be fake. This is how so therefore it gets cast on you. I don't really pay a lot of attention to it. The things that I read, even if it's a rather aggressive message, I will take the constructive criticism out of it and just disregard the rest. Someone can say something I don't like, but that's not a bad idea. And I'll take that. The rest of it, you're fraud, fake, you're in on it. And yeah, I just kind of disregard that. But I do listen to when people have ideas. And frankly, some of the things you're going to see tonight are things that people have suggested. We use them. Again, we picked what I think is a good idea and introduced it into what we're doing. Now, why did we do this? The most important question, because we were asked to. Well, you're friends of theirs. Well, that's why we were asked to. And I think most people out there, if you were in my shoes and this couple, after everything that's been going on for months, asked you to document them, I'm sure you jump at it too. So the woman we're going to bring on very soon, Julie DeMay, we made a plan. I said, okay, we'll do it. I don't care what people think. I honest to God don't care what people think. I said, okay, if we're going to do this, Julie, this is how we're going to do it. So we were very frank with Cody and Satori. We said, we'll do it, but under these conditions. This is what we're going to do. We're going to point you in a direction, turn the cameras on, but the camera placement and everything that we're going to do is going to be as if we suspended any knowledge of ever knowing you for the amount of time we're going to be there. Like, forget it. They had no input into what we're doing. Tonight, the mission that I really have, that I hope, is to kind of trying to bring people together. Now, this isn't a revival meeting. You're not under a tent. When I'm not trying to convert you to anything. And I'm not going to sit up here and defend our position. Why? I'm not going to waste your time or my time, especially my time, since, we're all the brunt of it. But what I'm hoping, at the very least, is at the end of this, you might look at some of this and say, okay, that's intriguing. That's compelling. Let's continue to ask questions. That's the best possible outcome for me. I don't care if you're believers, non-believers, skeptics, debunkers. I find it really ironic because I'm the kind of person who reads Michael Shermer, Joe Nickel, Benjamin Radford, Kenny Biddle, everybody in PsyCop. Like, I read everything they have to say about everything. And if you followed this show, you know that we're very objective. We have very strong opinions on hoaxing. It's like, folks, I've been a paranormal investigator for almost 50 years now. If you think that someone has not tried to hoax us over that time, or we haven't called anybody out, then, you got the wrong guy. So we did not do this to advocate for Cody and Satori or to be ambassadors for them or anything like that. And I'm going to sleep well at night knowing that, despite what everybody says, that is the 100% truth. So that's really all I have to say. I know the guys had said, just keep it civil. If you have, we will answer your questions. That's what we're here for tonight. Okay, so I don't want to take up any more time in this pontificating over it. So that's my say. That's my approach. I'm just trying to bring people together to have discourse, not to necessarily change your mind. Please, whatever you feel after this, I accept it. I really do. But we need to, if we're going to push this field forward, if we're going to do everything, we have to ask legitimate skeptical questions and not just be deniers or what have you. But if you're here for that, so be it. And that's it, George. I mean,
Well, during our conversation, also, we were able to get the statement from Jason Hawes. I hope I have this in the correct order. But it's from Jason Hawes on his post. I've tried to keep myself out of it as much as possible. As Satori's father, there is no way for me to be biased. My first instinct is and always will be to protect and defend my children. That being said, there have been some that have sent Satori and Cody death threats, vicious emails, attacked them through social media, threatened to come to our home. These things are unacceptable and cross a line that should never be crossed. Part of me wants to show these messages who they are and things they've said, the threats they have made, but that's for another time. They were not filmed with my 360 camera or any of my equipment. I was not there while these were filmed. This video will in no way be pushing me pushing one way or the other. Many of you have noticed that I removed the video for Cody, so this was the first one for Cody and Satori. The reason I did this was after I posted the video, some expressed concerns that there was not enough angles, close-ups, or different locations. I agree. So I want to post just one video on this matter, one video that everyone to see what they want to see. I want people to be able to draw their own conclusions, thoughts, and beliefs. In order for that to happen, there needs to be, at the very least, more video. I do not want to sway anyone's decision. Always look for the truth. I do not want this to take away from what I'm doing with my page. I have pushed for Satori and Cody to do what the skeptical community has asked: no socks, no shoes. Have someone present that has no connection or ties to them, etc. They are adults. Yes, I am aware there's video of Cody doing similar techniques prior. I will put together one video and only one. Then it's between them and whoever. Whether you believe, don't believe, think they are real or not, I can only hope everyone watches and makes professional and respectful comments and decisions. Analyze the hell out of the video frame by frame and angle by angle. And well said. That's from Jason Hawes. That again,
I couldn't have written that better.
Scrutinized.
Myself. Analyze the hell, because I know you are, of what we're going to show you tonight. You're entitled to that.
Yeah.
You know, as far as having somebody that, like, why are you doing it, Ken? My question, why the hell shouldn't I do it? Because people say I shouldn't. This was a great opportunity to do an experiment / investigation. You understand? This is the first, only, and mark my words, the last time where we've ever filmed this couple with the specific purpose of filming them in different states and in different positions, etc. Every other video we've put out there has either been part of an event or part of an investigation. This is the first and only time that we have focused on this technique solely. Okay, and I know you've got a lot of questions about it, and I'm here for it. But
now, one of the things too is that I needed to mention this. Ken asked me to mention this before we went on air, but Ken is very soon about to be a grandfather again, and right now labor ensues, and so there's a possibility that Ken's wife Dawn will be charging through that door behind him, making that announcement. Of course, visiting hours over at the hospital, so he's not sweating it, wondering why he's not there instead and doing the show. But that may come about live on the air. The celebration of birth of Ken's
not the actual birth, but my wife's reaction and both of us screaming. So
yeah,
I apologize for any silliness that may ensue here. But you know, I'm kind of giddy about it. I'm a little nervous about it. So you know, I'm working on it now.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, and I'm saying this is my own statement with regards to what you're about to experience and see, is that a lot of this has been what the media, what society, what the paranormal field, and what the debunkers have asked for. as far as these experiments are concerned. And as Ken predicted, and as we have already seen right after just simply posting the thumbnail, she moved the goalposts. Now you move the goalposts. The whatabouts are coming about again. Well, it's because Ken knows the barn, and because everybody's in cahoots. I mean, it is without question another one of the great conspiracy theories that are going to be thrown out there, and we can't do anything about that. You make up your own mind, you make that judgment, then you make that video, because you've learned by now that if you focus on one, and you have some of your videos on there of paranormal investigating, and you got 135 views, 75 views on your ghost hunting investigating. But as soon as you began to become venomous with this vitriol, then all of a sudden you saw a target market, haters. You saw people that were out there that would gravitate to the things that you were spewing, and it's working for you. Can't deny it. It's a market. You're looking for those views, you're looking for those likes, you're looking for those subscribers. You look at our numbers. You go back on our channel and you look at our numbers, and we're doing 150, 200 views each one. Why? Because we're not going down that avenue. We're talking about the paranormal. We're talking with people in the paranormal, and we're keeping it civil. And it just doesn't seem to be what attracts the AOL chat crew, who just love to be able to pounce on these very, very young kids. That, again, to me, just astounds me. But I digress. Ken,
Wow.
time to introduce this lovely lady on, so you guys can get started with what people are here for.
The first person I turned to was, of course, our videographer, because she owns all the equipment, right? And she'll talk a little bit about, as we go on, how we set this up and what we did, because what's important to note is we're going to show you clips, but there are longer sessions that are going to be available to you. We didn't pick the highlights. They're unvarnished, uncensored. You're going to see the whole thing. And when we get back on screen, George and I will talk about how you're going to be able to do that, because it's not going to be a one-day event. We're not one and done here. It's important for us to show you an entire session from different angles.
Yes.
Okay. So with that, I'm going to bring in our videographer and my good friend. Yes, we're all friends. I apologize, but Julie, come on in.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Good.
I'm not doing any interviewing tonight, George.
Julie, I want to thank you. First and foremost, you are part of Rise Up Paranormal. How long have you been with the team, and what is your actual role with Rise Up Paranormal?
I've been with Rise Up for about 15 years now. I think back in 2009, I think we actually got together. I started with one camera, helping on an investigation at Belcourt Castle many, many years ago. And then I ended up wanting to buy more cameras, and several times early in the year, they were short investigators, and I just started showing up more, helping, and realizing video was really my strong point. And I'm up to 10 cameras right now, 2K, 4K, 360, FLIR, just about everything. And to me, it's all about capturing the moment. It's not about watching a gadget make noises on a table. That doesn't do it for me. I want to capture the moment from the time I get there to the time I leave, and with many cameras as possible, and hopefully something surprising, we actually capture, or maybe capture on multiple devices, which is really, really cool. So that's really my goal. I'm still an investigator. I actually do ask questions, but I really carry all the equipment.
Well, you use the term investigator. So with regards to these two individuals and what you have experienced and what you have recorded, are you at this point in time in full faith that what is happening with them is legitimate?
Yeah. I probably have more time with them investigating with my cameras. I probably have 20 or 30 hours with them at many locations, private residences, public events throughout several states. And more than anybody else has, I can guarantee you that. And I have never seen where I saw something odd, because I'll be the first one to question something. To me, it's weird because all this stuff that's happening now, I'm not really big on Facebook. I work a lot. I'm almost 60 years old. I'm too tired, too old to be caught up in whatever this drama is. But I'm like, this is real. It freaked the hell out of me the first time I saw it. I'm like, what is going on here? And every time I see it, I have no idea what's going on. I can't explain it. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I can't say how it's happening. I have no idea, but we have been outside, inside, pounding on ground, pounding on cement in a basement. Every potential environment that I've been with them, things have happened. And whether it be barefoot or in shoes or whatever, I truly believe, because I have so much video of those two. And I believe wholeheartedly, and it's not just the noise. It's not just if someone's popping a toe or whatever they're doing. Doesn't even make sense. My big thing is the messages. And yeah, some of the messages you could look up in obituary. But when my brother came through and said, and I said, what can you say that nobody would know? And he loved animals. And that's what came through. You can't look that up in an obituary. And he loved animals. He would save every little animal that he possibly could. And nobody would ever know that. And people are missing the point on the messages. And again, we have a library of data. I can't even tell you how much data we have and the messages that have come through. And that's what I think a lot of people are missing. And I think most of the naysayers out there have not experienced them firsthand. And I can understand that. You're seeing something in a video. I don't know how you can debunk a video because you're not there in person. You're not there to check out the environment personally. But, and I think the people who have seen them or have not seen them in person tend to be the loudest, and maybe if that's the right word. And that's all I can say. I mean, I believe it. And I've seen more than anybody else on the show right now. I can promise you that. And I have it on not one camera, multiple cameras, multiple angles, multiple locations. So I truly believe how it's happening. I have no idea. I have more questions now than I did when I started.
Ken, before we let you go ahead and play these videos, and I'll step off screen, but final question to you is, could you address the selective editing that has gone on so far, and the logic behind doing things a little bit more in the peer review style that is supposed to be done in this field?
Yeah, it was important. Like I said before, this is the first, only, and trust me, the last time. I don't know if Julie mentioned that, but we let Cody and Satori know we're done. You know, we will continue to film investigations, document our research as we go about our business as investigators. In terms of presenting this, filming them, this was it. This is the end of the line for us, and you can hold me to that. This was a one-time deal, which is why we went to great lengths to do this. And we wanted to do it in a fashion that was uninterrupted. Well, we'll get to that in a little while, but this was important to address what people wanted to see. And, you know, I want to try to set up the first video because I know that's what everybody came for. There'll be enough time for this later, but it was important to us. If we're going to do it, we wanted to do it to the best of our ability. Now, if there are people out there saying that you should have had a camera here, you should have had a camera there, that's constructive. I'll take that. I will be the first to say, you know what? We didn't think of that. You're right. You know, that's all I'm looking for tonight. What we'll get, I don't know. All right. So the first video I want to play is a surprise to me because we were invited to a former client's home for dinner, and they asked if Cody and Satori could come too. They're moving out of their house, so this may be the last time we're together. We've been there multiple times, and as is the case sometimes, as an investigator, you develop a relationship with a client beyond the paranormal. You just hit it off. So they wanted to have us to dinner. We finished dinner. Cody looked at me and said, "Yeah, we want to do this." I said, "You sure?" "Yeah." So at the time, all we have is cell phones. So I told the couple, "Is it okay if we do an experiment?" And they're like, "Okay. Like, just bear with us. We're going to do an experiment in your home." So this is a clip from a much larger video, but this is done at a private residence. We didn't want to do it at Conjuring House or Payne House or places that we typically go to. So this is what we decided to do, and this is the first of about 10 clips we're going to show tonight. So here you go.
I know we look a little funny just sitting here barefoot, don't we? Just a little strange.
Does it look silly to you what we're doing?
Trust us, there's reasons for it now. But we appreciate that. We just wanted to say that we're so thankful that you've allowed us to be in your home and allowed us to spend amazing dinners here with you guys in your home. So thank you. We hope that we have been good guests. Okay, that makes me happy. Anybody have any
You
questions?
guys want visitors at your new place?
Sure.
They're welcome to come, yes.
Sure, anytime.
Did you hear
You're
that?
welcome anytime.
Does that sound good?
Good, good. You'll have to
So
take this.
Dave, Lynn, will you be visiting your new house?
Word
Word.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Y.
Yes, we will.
Yes?
Okay.
They had to spell out
That's
yes. Good, good.
Okay, apologies if the cell phone's a little shaky. I wasn't expecting that night. I guess they decided it's a good place to do it. So we weren't sure if it was going to happen, but it did. So that is the first of them. And then we, at this particular location, George, you want to jump in before I go to 2?
I do, Ken. I wanted to ask, the lower half of the screen was focused on one of their feet, of the two, their pair of feet. Who was the main focus on?
The main focus to me, and the reason that you're going to see me holding handhelds a lot, is because there's been a lot of emphasis, for whatever reason, on Cody's right foot. So we want to make sure we get that in line, because, you know, while I don't pay much attention, I'd be lying to you if I said, hey, I wasn't aware of what's being said. Either I see it, or for the most part, it's brought to me. You know, do you know what they're saying now? And, you know, calm down, relax, you know. So in having a handheld, I didn't want their shifting to have anything to do with what I was filming. So that's why, and that was on a cell phone. So I apologize if it's a little, you know, but it was kind of a spur of the moment thing.
All right, but before we go any further, also, this is going to be one of those great clips for these other YouTubers that go out there and put this, but I'm going to ask a straightforward question.
Yeah.
To Ken DeCosta and Julie DeMay. Are either of you in cahoots, conspiring to provide false evidence of a paranormal phenomena occurring with Cody and Satori?
No,
No.
no.
Okay. We
Flat
have
out,
it on record.
You know? I mean, you know, let me just say this to that real quickly. if you go back in my history, Julie's history, and this group's history, you'll see what we have done. Our profile doesn't fit what people are suggesting. Okay, this is not the time to blow your horn, but we have been probably the most charitable community organization, or at least right up there with them. You know, to suddenly like go to turn evil or go to the dark side, it hasn't been my profile for a long time, and it's never been this group's profile to ever do that. And 2 young kids are not going to ever, you know, without minimizing them, are never going to turn me into something that I'm not. You know, I love those kids, but you know, they're not feral children who are living under my roof. They have mothers and fathers. They have their own family. The relationship is what it is, but I would no more allow them to do that than I would you, George, or Julie, who I've even known longer than them. I mean, that's all I can say. You know, I mean, it's words, I know, but I don't know. Check us out.
By the way,
I know.
go ahead, Julie.
Also too, since I've been doing this for so long, and I've invested a lot of money in this to be part of the paranormal community. And part of that is we've had an opportunity to investigate a lot of places. And, you know, we're always trying to understand how can we do this better? But we are part of the paranormal community. Why would I, after 15 years, and Ken after like 50, why would we all of a sudden take everything we've done for those first 15 years and throw it out the window? And we're trying to understand, we're trying to capture things, we're trying to learn about history. Why would we all of a sudden just say, oh, I'm going to go to the whatever you call it, other side, I guess. Nothing has changed for us. This investigation we did with Cody and Satori, to me, was just another investigation.
Yep,
we are trying to understand. We are not, that's the best way to say it. Nothing is different with us.
They were not our friends that day. Whether it was good, what happened, we're not supporting you. We're not debunking you. We're turning the cameras on, do your thing. Mm-hmm. If this fails horribly, which was the chance it was going to fail horribly.
Yeah.
If it does, I'm going to be just as honest about that. It didn't work. And then the chips fall wherever they may. There's nothing more that Julie and I can offer you. The one thing we are ambassadors of is Rise Up. And this reflects on 12 other people in this group. What we're doing, what we're showing right now, we're not going to put them at risk. All right. So that's it. Whenever you're ready, George.
Yeah, continue on, Ken. Just want to let everybody know again, we're waiting for Jay Blumke from the Dark Zone to be joining us here on the show and talk about his experiences and his opinions with regards to filming and recording evidence such as this. So, Ken, turn it back over to you.
Sure. After the upstairs session that we just showed you, we moved downstairs to a different place. And it's important to note that these were shot actually in different locations in different areas. Okay, so we moved downstairs where we're a little more comfortable. And of course, this is, again, part of a bigger clip, but I think this is a good shot.
Bum, bum, bum. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We're going to miss you.
Thank you very much.
Somehow, David, I think that we'll still see you and Lynn again at some point. So maybe this isn't goodbye. We're going to be sorry leaving this house too. But we'll see you again. Promise.
Take good care of it, okay?
Can you guys do me a favor?
Yeah.
Ask if Florence is still here.
Once for yes, twice for no, 3 for I don't know.
Is there a Lawrence
No,
here?
Florence.
Is there a Florence here? Do you know a Florence?
Yeah.
Do they frequent here?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they here right now? No.
Okay. So from the top down that time, again, everybody in view. Now, the reason that we're not people say you have to have somebody independent present. I'm going to be quite honest with you. We do, but they're not going to be identified. As a paranormal investigator, and I know a lot of you out there who are watching and commented on this, you're paranormal investigators yourself, and you know darn well you don't publish an address, a name, or a phone number. You protect people's privacy and anonymity. We approach this the same way because I've seen what happens to independent observers. And I'm not saying the people on these channels, I'm not saying they're encouraging this type of thing, but I've seen what happens to people once they're named. I cannot in good conscience, for a couple of people who allowed us to do this, invited there in their home, in their home, I'm sorry, to put any breadcrumb trail out there that they could be harassed on this and say, oh, you're overreacting. Have you seen? I've seen some of the messages that no one has, private messages. The comments are one thing. I'm not going to do that to anybody, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I stand on that. You need somebody independent. Well, the next iteration of whatever it happens, it can be independent. Because like I said, this is the first, only, and last time that we're going to do this. But I am never going to disclose a location or a person, especially when they're kind enough to allow us to do something like this. So that's it. That's my final word on it. You don't get that. If you want to be the one, be my guest. Go ahead. I'm not going to do it. So, George, I want to come back because we're going to get into this barn, which is
Yeah, I'm perusing chat as you're explaining the last video and what's
Yep.
to come. And sure enough, as we expected, already moving the goalpost. So everybody talked about the toe, then they talked about the ankle, then they talked about the knee. Now everybody's in there screaming, we need to see Cody's hips. It's like, you people are ridiculous. Now, next one we'll do is Cody in a thong. It's perpetual. It's perpetual. And it's, just, again, keep it civil. That's fine. You want to make that assumption? That's fine. Go with what you want to go with on there. But again, and there are people that are in chat right now who have YouTube channels right now who said, all we want is a picture of them barefoot. We'll be happy.
Give you a bonus plan.
Man, you're never
We're
going to
going
be
to run
happy.
out of body parts. I mean, this is
why
ridiculous.
we responded to this, but you're going to see Cody say, you're going to see, I'm not commenting on that.
Yeah, let me interject one other thing too, and
Sure.
it's my freedom to do so. I've been hosting the show for 15 years. We've had phenomenal guests in the past. We've had controversial topics in the past, but nothing reaches the level of what is going on right now with how people are and react to. Even the one in there that said, we should have this person and this person. These YouTube debunkers should be the ones there doing this with Cody and Satori. That'll validate them. Do you not understand what I said earlier? What Julie and I were talking about prior to the show falls under the same category. It's a business. There is no way that any one of these debunkers is going to throw away the volume of viewers they have right now with the type of content they're putting out and the type of attacks that are being put out there. You want to call supposition or alleged, however you want to categorize it, you are stoking a fire and there are people that are in there under your videos saying very threatening things, do you tell them, hey, step back a little bit, take it easy? You know, that's the problem to it, is that you are just invoking rage and you're profiting off of it, which is fine. It's a business. I understand that. But problem of it is they could come in here. Cody could stand on one person's stomach. Satori could stand on the other person's stomach, get the same responses. When they get back home and they get back on their channel, they are never going to admit that what is happening here is valid because it's going to hurt them monetarily.
Absolutely.
Say what you will, defend it as you will. Take these clips from our show tonight, put it on your channel, and call BS like you tend to do. Nothing I can do about that. But a fact of a fact of a fact, that's basically it. That's basically it. It's a business. It's a market plan. And you're not going to change that when you see the revenue coming in every 3 months from YouTube. So that's just the way it is.
And the weird thing is, too, what I can see is that I think the people who have the most popularity on the internet, whether their YouTube channel and debunking whatever, is that these people have never seen them in person. And I don't get that. You tell me as a paranormal investigator, I'm going to watch a video of somebody and I'm going to debunk it. That's a friggin' bunch of crap. That's not how you do investigating. Absolutely. I mean, why would you do it that way?
They're not interested in the paranormal.
No.
As investigators, they're interested in grabbing an audience through the drama.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's not going to change by no means. So, you know, it's something that has to be accepted. That's the way that society is now, and we just have to accept it as such. And, you know, we could sit there and try to debate it, argue it. That just adds more gasoline on the fire. It's not worth it. So we present what we present. Ken presents, and Julie presents, and take it from there. But keep moving the goalpost, because that works for you. Keep changing. It must be this. It must be that. By the time we're done with all of this, we'll have, can you film Cody popping his neck? Because we know he's popping his neck. We went from the feed up. We'll keep going till we find something that pops on him. So
I have to separate you guys. Holy, okay. All right, folks, listen to me. I'm reaching out to you. Okay. I mean, with all that said, let me continue on in, dispassionate way as I could. So we ended up making this plan we talked about. It's like, okay, so where are we going to go? Well, we didn't have a laboratory with white walls and floors and people in clipboards and lab coats and wires coming out of them. And I know that's what people think when they think of, sterile environments and things like that, controlled environments. So we decided to go to a place that none of us had ever set foot in before. Where do we find this? And we kicked this around for days. We did not want it to be a familiar location. So we have a friend who typically this time of year is in the Bahamas with his wife, retired ex-Army veteran, Vietnam veteran. I said, let me call him and see if he's home. Now, this is also a location we've investigated before, full disclosure. This place had ties to Hans Holzer, but that's another story. But he does have a couple of barns out there. We've never investigated the barns before. And I asked him, is it possible we could go and do an experiment there? And he said, well, that sounds fascinating. He says, no, you guys are welcome to do whatever. I said, we need to get into your barn, the old one, the one that was built in the 1700s. Okay. And we need to does it have a loft? He says, yeah, it's got a small loft. That's where we need to go. We need to go somewhere where there's been no claims of haunted activity, that we have never set foot on, let alone investigated. And I said, we're going to find the most obscure, bizarre, out of the way place that I can think of, with absolutely no reason to be there other than to do this test. So Julie and I set up to setting cameras around the outside perimeter, sweeping the inside, multi-cameras in the loft, a 360-degree camera. As we said before, we told Cody and Satori, we're going to do this to the best of our ability. So the first video is an example of the barn sweeping the yard, and this is me just taking you on a little walk around. All right, so let me give you a little look at the downstairs. This is what we got. It's a garage. I park a Jeep in here. Over here, just storage, tractor and so forth. Nobody here, nobody behind anything. I'm not going in there and break my ass on anything, so. No one here. In the front, little area here, lawn furniture, so forth. Nobody hiding behind the door. Some paint supplies, little cabinet. Okay.
I'm worried though because I don't want people to be like, look at her pinky toe. It goes up in my nail. On my
So
pinky
little
toe.
cabinet here. So nobody downstairs.
No, I'm not saying your feet look like.
Just me, Julie, Cody, Satori, upstairs doing the experiment. Camera. Walking outside. Nobody in the wood pile. We're not that good. Around the back. We have a camera on a tripod set up here showing both sides, and these doors are going to stay open because this is just a little shed outside. And I mean, come on, nobody in here. Okay, there's nobody in our group that small anyway, no offense. So this is what the outside looks like. That's the closest neighboring house. It's about maybe 40 yards away from me. Heavy brush on this side. And of course, the side of the garage will be in camera shot. Okay, so that's walk around of our outside setup. So what we did is surround cameras to get every angle of the garage. Back and side, from the front, the side and front, and one camera set up directly on the doors. We left the doors open. And even though we risked a lot of cars going by and traffic, we did not want to close those doors to create any doubt in anybody's mind. This is a clip that Cody insisted. You got questions, George? Like we'll take. If we go over tonight, folks, we go over. Okay.
Right.
So
Which we almost certainly will, because we still got several more videos to show, but we're coming up at the top of the hour also. And
Okay.
I don't know, how long is the clip you're about to play?
30 seconds.
Okay, if you want to go ahead and explain that and run it through, and then we'll go to break right after.
It's pretty self-explanatory, but Cody wanted this shown, so here it is.
All right, I'm recording on mine.
This one is just the front door, right? You hit record on the...
Yeah.
You find
It says it's recording.
I'm going to turn it on the back. We got a metal detector on a TSAU. Yeah, try to unsee that now. What can I say? What? A
Are you
picture
serious?
takes 1,000 words, folks.
Do we have the full video?
Well, you'll have to go to OnlyFriends to get that, I think. But you wanted to see his hips, so you got a little extra.
With the time remaining before the break, Ken, there have been quite a few questions about this, and I think it's a good time to address the full videos, and we'll announce this again towards the end of the second hour. But people were asking about these videos, full length. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're going to see them. They're there. The next clip I have is about 5 minutes long, George. So you want to just tell them about this, what we got planned for them?
Sure. Well, first and foremost is the 360s, which, again, you got a quick opportunity to see those, see one of them posted elsewhere. And now we are going to have those all posted at, 11 o'clock tonight, Ken?
Yeah, 11 p.m. Eastern. If we go over here, even if I break away, I don't think we'll go 3 hours, but I am going to go over and publish them and put them live on Dead Air. And there are 2 sessions, part 1 and part 2. The main reason is, Julie, why don't you explain why there are 2 parts to this?
You got 60 seconds.
Okay. The GoPro 360 Max, the videos are massive. It's recording 6K. I've got cameras on the front and the back. I haven't figured out how to stitch them together. So they're usually 8-minute and 2-second increments. So that's why, and again, even those 8 minutes are massive. So it's operator lack of knowledge on the GoPro Max. So that's why there's 2 parts.
Right. And we weren't up there for an hour. This wasn't a typical, spirits who, we were up there for the amount of time, maybe 20 minutes total or somewhere up that. We didn't spend a lot of time up there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I checked it out just on my cell phone. And it's really cool because you can spin it around. And then when you get to an area, you can move your phone like this. You can see up, down, left, right. It's all available right there for you guys to check out. So we'll start with that tonight. And then we'll, on the other side of the break, talk about the other clips and when they'll be available. So we're going to take our break right now. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Julie LeMay and Ken DaCosta, we're talking about the experiment. We'll be back in a few minutes. You're watching Dead Air Live on the Dead Air Full Spectrum channel.
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
As UFO reports come in from around the world, the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, is there. We continue to explore new cases and build our massive database. We share our information with the world in a number of ways. If you would like to be part of our investigative team, you are always welcome. What could be more exciting than exploring the UFO question firsthand? Join MUFON, find your friends.
Did you know 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated? If you struggle with focus, run low on energy, or when it's time to finally sleep, you simply can't, this can all be linked to dehydration, and Fuel Up has the answer. Our proprietary formula contains the finest cellular hydration with the strongest immune-enhancing natural ingredients. The Fuel Up system is made up of 3 different incredibly tasting varieties. Wake kickstarts your day with a jolt of caffeine. Play boosts focus while hydrating your cells. Rest not only helps you relax, but also rejuvenates your cells while you sleep. Here's what our clients have to say.
I really don't miss my coffee, and you can tell the difference.
So I'm going to take it for the energy. I'm going to take it for the play. I'm going to take it, all day.
And it works. That's the thing. It works. We love it.
Take the Fuel Up Challenge now, where we offer a feel the difference money back guarantee. Fuel Up for life.
You're listening to the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. We provide unparalleled coverage of trending news in the world of ufology, cryptozoology, and paranormal phenomenon. Whether you're watching our video live stream or listening to one of our audio programs, you are getting the best from world-renowned researchers and hosts, guiding you through topics the mainstream won't touch. Miss one of your favorite programs? No problem. Head over to the members area at kgradb.com for access to our massive library of award-winning content. Make contact, stay connected, only at kgradb.com.
All right, guys, welcome back to the second hour of our show tonight. We have Ken DaCosta and Julie DeMay talking about their recording investigation with Cody and Satori. I want to throw a quick comment out there again from the comments where somebody was talking about the fact that we're only doing this to draw that audience in. I implore you again, go back to our channel and look at all of our videos where we have between 150 and 200 views per episode. We're basically investigators talking about our love for the field, the paranormal, with other people like-minded, and that doesn't seem to be a giant draw. But it's what we enjoy. We do this channel because it's what we enjoy. We have our guests on because we enjoy having them on. And your requests over these past 6-7 months have been achieved. We put this out there.
You've been heard.
And so now you're countering it by saying the only reason we're doing this is because we want you to pay attention to our channel. I don't care. You requested it, we provided it, and now you're not happy with it. We can't do anything about that. And you're free to feel that way. You can go in any direction you want with it. But again, we're not going to make you happy.
Yeah, it was important for us to do it on this channel tonight to give context behind a video, because if we didn't make ourselves available to respond to things or to set it up, then things can be taken out of context. I mean, everybody knows that as well as I do. So it was important tonight to state what we've said, because other than a couple of shows we've remained pretty silent about this and let it play out. We do this at the behest of the paranormal couple who had asked us to do this. We complied with it. We're doing our best here to give you the context, to let you know that you have been heard, and we're trying to incorporate some of the things you've suggested into this. Right. But you need to hear our words as well, as the people who were there and did this. So that's all. As far as what you make on your channel, a little bit different. God bless. How you go about doing it, I don't pay a lot of attention really to the internet, even though my generation invented it. You're welcome.
I know.
Yeah, but just do us a favor. When you decide to start doing that, when you watch this video, and hopefully you don't rapidly go by us discussing it and go straight to the videos, find something that you look at as suspect and make that the entire video, and not give full content to that, as Ken was talking about with peer review, or his blue cow metaphor, which I love also. Which if you want to mention that, Ken, because I think that's hilarious, but it's true.
A lot of people like to peg us as scientists. A lot of people, I don't know their background, but people have debunking channel. If they're scientists, I apologize. I am not a scientist. I point a camera and I turn it on, hopefully the right way. But yet when you look at a video, one video clip in particular, and formulate an opinion on it, it's like showing me a picture of a blue cow and saying all cows are blue, until someone shows you a picture of a black and white cow, and that invalidates the point. My position that I've always said, but I've, kept out of it, was that if you show me a picture of something happening, you have to show me 10 other pictures where it doesn't happen. If it happens every time, well, then you can create a prediction and a hypothesis. We are trying to do as close as we can to the scientific method, where we have a hypothesis, a theory, a prediction, do experiments that are repeatable in different locations, that are repeatable in front of different people, come to a conclusion, peer review, show it to you. I'm not a scientist, but I can read, and I think that that's kind of what we're supposed to be doing. So we're trying to show you both sides of this coin, and not nothing isolated. I mean, you want scientists in here, and I don't know where the science has been so far. We're just trying to do our best here. So we got another clip anyway. It's about 5 minutes long.
Yeah, and I will certainly bring out the solo monetary side from me, because I'm all about that. And that is tomorrow night on our Patreon channel. We will continue this discussion. Here's the neat part about the town hall. You could be on screen with us and discuss, debate, deliberate what you see tonight or anything else with regards to the paranormal, for that matter. There's only 10 screens, right, Ken?
Yeah, we're only allowed 10 screens on StreamYard.
So first come, first serve, I guess, is the best and fairest way to go about it. But it's 8 o'clock on Monday nights. Every Monday we do a town hall meeting. So if you guys want to join us for that and have your opinion to things, you're more than welcome to do so.
Yeah.
So anyway, Ken, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So the next thing we did after Cody got down to his skivvies is we had to put an extension ladder up, because this loft didn't even have stairs. So we all, had to climb up on a metal extension ladder, get up there. I had gone up previously to sweep the place out a little bit. It was a mess up there. I didn't want anybody stepping on nails or anything. So what we decided to do, taking a suggestion, is run a metal detector over Cody and Satori while they were in our shorts. Julie, when we come back, we'll move on with it. And it's kind of self-explanatory. Julie tells you what it is very well. So this is what we did next.
Record going? Will this turn off again?
We have record going. I wish we had more light.
You can turn the light on the camera. You can
Okay.
turn it up on the side. Bring it all the way up.
It is all the way up.
Okay.
Didn't do it, officer.
How's that?
Jeez.
Okay. So, first thing we're going to do here is we're going to just verify Cody and Satori don't have any electronic devices, metal devices. We have to be careful of nails in the ceiling.
Now we have a nail in the head.
This is something we use for metal detecting. This is a pinpoint detector. And all it has here, I'll show. When you turn it on, little light comes on. It's ready. If I come near my GoPro, you can hear beeping. And I can do it from here just to say that I'm not controlling anything. See, so I'm not doing anything. Now, what we're going to do with Cody and Satori, we're just going to wand them to see if they have anything going on. So if you want to just stay away from the hole in the floor.
What about the metal on like our pants and shoes and stuff? Are we just gonna take it off one
Just
by one
identify
for you?
it.
Yeah.
We'll just identify it.
Yeah.
We'll just take it off. See,
Yeah,
okay.
I have a feeling like you're...
Like my zipper. That's what I'm
Zippers?
worried about.
No, it
Okay.
depends on the sensitivity of
Yeah,
it.
okay. So I'm going to wand
2
Cody.
hip replacements.
All
Okay.
right, TSA him.
Okay.
Your bracelets.
Huh?
Your bracelets, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So we'll take those off.
So that's
Take it off.
fine.
Nice. The hips didn't go.
There
Yep.
you go, Cody.
Nice.
Yep. There's nothing down the back.
Nice.
Try your other side.
Oh,
Make
yep.
sure. Okay. Nothing in the ear.
Beautiful.
It's always good. Nope, there's...
And we'll take the shoes off in
Yeah.
a second.
Actually, turn your shoe up. Even though...
Oh,
let's
you here.
talk. Yeah,
You can do
just
this.
to say They're just dirty. They're big.
Julie, this
Okay.
wasn't supposed to be a roast session.
All right, we want to get your
Okay.
feet. If you want to
Okay.
go barefoot or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't
Your
bend
foot-
my feet up.
Because
Okay.
his replacement.
So you
I'm
don't
gonna
have any tap shoes and that tap.
This
Okay.
is fairly recent after the hip
Okay.
replacement. Okay.
Okay.
You can even show
Okay.
the bottom of your foot if you wanted
Yep.
to.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
your
As
hip.
far as I can go.
He doesn't
Okay.
bend that way.
There we go.
It's
Not
clean.
anymore.
It's clean.
Okay.
Clean.
Sorry, I'm not very good at this whole caregiver thing.
Right. It gets better, trust me.
Okay.
All right.
Nope,
let me see
nothing.
if I can. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay.
Damn.
I think Cody's good.
Next.
Satori's up next.
All right.
Oh no.
Just
Here,
watch
let
the
me
hole
give
in the
my.
All right, ma'am. Step away from the
I have my
luggage rack.
phone.
Okay.
Just
that's
for
fine.
reference, I'm putting
I
my
put
phone.
mine in the car.
Oh shoot, mine's gonna go on the floor.
Okay.
Phone on the floor.
Okay.
All right, step away from the luggage rack, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, I can take these off actually.
And as you see, the light is on the whole time, so I'm not turning anything on and off. Okay.
Hi, Jules.
Zipper didn't go off.
My zipper didn't
Okay.
even go
Now,
off?
if you want to turn around.
No, they're not that sensitive.
So there's nothing on the back of the arms. And again, I'm not even, this is the power button. You can see I'm not touching it.
She just poked me in the butt. Reference the video. She just poked me.
Without permission.
All my bracelets are off now.
Okay. And one thing we will test again. Okay, you want to do the shoes?
Yep. I have ghost socks.
Oh, those are cool.
Okay. What am I supposed to do? Like this?
Okay, yep.
I love your,
Okay, let me see
your
the
socks.
Let me see the bottom of your
Thank
foot.
you.
Okay, nice and clean. It was clean.
It's gonna be very dirty. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, like your tattoo. Okay, let me see the bottom of the foot. Okay, we're good.
Good.
And again, we're going to make sure this is still working. This is my GoPro 360 here. See, it's metal.
Nice.
So it's still working, still functioning. Okay, I'm going to turn this off now.
Good idea.
So anyone that reviews this will be able to see the entire upstairs, where they are, where we are, where everybody else is. So if you have that technology, whether it's a VR headset or maybe a couple of fingers that you can drag it on your phone, if they accept that kind of thing, you can watch what's going on here. Okay, so with that, I am going to step downstairs and leave as least people here as possible.
Now-
Making the effort. We're making the effort. Like I said, listen, you know, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it our way. We're going to do everything possible. If somebody out there has something, oh, you should have done this, fine. If it's constructive, we'll take it under advisement.
Yeah, it's everything that was requested and asked for. And as I wanted to say just before the break, or I wanted Ken to announce, is that each of the video footage in its entirety will, correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, I don't know if you set up a particular day each week that you're going to post another video so that everybody can see this?
TBD, because everybody needs to understand what an endeavor this has been to put this together. Julie talked about just the amount of data that's on a 360. I mean, sometimes these things take 2 hours to upload, 3 hours to upload.
If you're an investigator and you've had to do a review, you know how long this all takes.
You know, just to get it for Sunday, I'm talking about today.
Yeah. So, all right. What's the next video, sir?
Okay, so what we did is Julie's going to hone in on the torsos. I'm going to hone in on the feet. This clip is 9 minutes long, but I did not want to show a clip. I wanted to show this in its entirety because this is not on the 360. So, you know, just sit back, bear with us. We got a little bit. We got plenty of time. So here you go.
If anybody's here, I'm gonna ask for you to come back, okay? Have you been waiting for us? No, you haven't? Can you try to be a little extra loud for me? I know that's hard. If you can. Okay, we'll see what you can do, okay? We'll work. And try to take her energy as much as you can, okay? Thank you. That was a bit better. See, we're going to do this together, okay? So we're going to try some really strange things. We're going to, you see how our feet are out? Kind of strange considering we're in a barn. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that. We just wanted to confirm that you can talk to us this way. If you could make any noise you know how while we're doing that, we would appreciate it, okay? Thank you. Thank you so much. Can I ask, is it okay if we also try something where our feet aren't touching the ground at all? Okay, you'd be comfortable with that?
Look a little strange.
It'll look strange. Okay, just to try. Are you walking? Hello?
Well, we need you here to do the experiment.
We need you in the room. Is that okay? Can you be a part of it with us? We won't do anything to you, just to us. We're going to ask you to keep doing what you're doing, okay? Okay, sounds great. So we're going to kneel on these chairs, okay? Do you have time for us right now?
It'll just be right here.
Okay, sounds great.
All right, now you want to switch sides so they see the other side of us now?
Okay. Please be careful. Those chairs will fall in. I figured that out, so be careful.
All right, I'll just stay towards the pipe.
This is the strangest thing we've ever done.
It is.
All right.
Oh, my feet are gross. Are you still here? Can you do that noise 3 times?
Or
After this metal wagon moves by? 1, 2. Wait for the wagon. 3. Okay, can you do 2 more as fast as you can? We got 2. Okay, so that confirms it's not us touching the ground.
and we showed the bottom of the chairs, right?
Yeah, we showed the bottom of the chair. I'm literally hiking up my shorts and just
Guys, can you ask if I eventually get around to it? Is this someone we talked to before in the house, or?
You know 1 for yes, 2 for no, right? Okay, good. So, do you recognize us from a previous time we were here at this location? Can you come back? Please?
Okay.
Good, all right. Do you recognize us from a previous time here? I need your answer as loud as you can. Yes. Okay, can I ask what your name is? Your first name? Okay, ready? Sorry, this is like really hard to keep my balance, so bear with me if I fall off the chair. A, B, C. I'm gonna restart. A, B. Okay, thank you. See, it's hard with the wagons. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, I. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, L. Bill?
Bill?
Bill. Okay. Not the Bill we know. Another Bill. Do you have a last name that we could find out? Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, F. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Did I pass it? Okay. I'll restart. Bear with me. I'm sorry if I go fast. A, B, A. I really missed it then. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, T, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, H.
H. Okay.
A, B, C, D, E, F, E. E. How many more letters?
One.
One. So we have F-A-T-E. No. F.
I thought it was an H.
Oh, F-A-T-H-E. A, B.
Father. His father.
Oh. Bill the living?
Bill Senior. Bill Senior.
Your Bill who owns this house's father? Is your name also Bill?
William. Bill.
Okay. Did you want to say anything to him? Or are you just checking in on everything? You're just checking in?
Probably wondering what we're doing.
We look really strange, don't we? Really strange, I know.
Mr. Carl, I don't know if you remember me, but I was at your house in Kansas with your son. Okay. Nice to be back with you. Thank you for stopping in today and speaking to us. We appreciate it.
Are you spelling? Are you spelling? We haven't had the pleasure of meeting you, but thank you so much for being here and just crossing our paths like that. Your son's an amazing guy. Amazing. And we're so thankful he let us use his location for this.
You did good, Mr. Carl. We love Bill.
You do too? Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Okay. How many words?
Hello?
Was he just walking? I'm like gonna fall
still here?
backwards.
Alright, well, we can break.
We'll take a break. If there's any spirits that can hear us, we're gonna try a couple more things, okay? So if you're around, we'd appreciate it, but we're gonna take a minute, okay? Thank you.
Alright, careful you don't fall on your face.
Can I shut down record now, or are we going to?
I think maybe we should do the rest inside and maybe do these again inside.
Look how dirty my
Okay,
feet
can I
are.
shut down record?
Yep, okay. Yeah, I think we shut down everything.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so with that, sorry about the length, but it had to be done. So we have questions from chat. Give me some tough ones.
I don't know. I'll leave it up to
no
Aaron and Bill. I have a question. Julie, the video that we just saw, you have that full recording of 360 that we're going to be posting tonight, correct?
Correct. The whole session.
All right. Ken, I got to ask you this question.
Go, dude.
I've been there just as much. Was there ever a time that you had doubts about what this ability the kids was producing?
Yes. You know, At the very beginning, I did. And for a long time, there was always in the back of my mind that this information, you know, the dates and names were accurate. And I conceded to a lot of people who wondered, you know, they could look this up. It would take some doing because they have to memorize all this and knowing who's coming into the place and who's the target and all the rest of that. And I think that they would admit that too. They never said you had to believe them. So although I trust them, it wasn't to the point where I ever didn't ask those questions. And then there were a couple of things that they came out with that involved me, that was my turning point, that I said, there is something beyond that going on. There's something other than Google and research going on here. Full disclosure, I had a son who was in the hospital, took a fall, bad head injury, bleeding on the brain. And I didn't go into the details of it. He wasn't on drugs or anything like that. Didn't OD, you know. But playing college football, he was a guy who suffered a number of concussions. I didn't say anything about it because I didn't want to go into detail because it's a personal matter. And I still won't as far as details. But when my mom came through one time and in front of everybody said, watched my son's name in the hospital. I know damn well that I made it a point not to tell anybody about my personal issue with that or my worry or my concern. And there's no way that happened. On 2 other occasions, what I was thinking, the person I was thinking of came through and said, Ken, thinking about me, and then spelled out their name. Those were turning points to me that there was something else going on here other than when did you die, give me a date, what is your name, you know, who lived here, just the kind of things that people point to and typically say, well, they get that information anywhere. I don't debate that. Please get my position right. Debunkers, skeptics, everybody out there, I truly am with you. Where I'm not with a lot of people who comment these things are not skeptics. Skeptics are agnostic. Okay, they don't believe or disbelieve, they doubt. That's what a skeptic does. Then a skeptic will go and try to make their point. They make their point for or against, and that's it. It's over. And just like this is not a derogative term, just like they say what we do is a pseudoscience. It is a pseudoscience. Embrace it, you know, live with it. It is a pseudoscience, but there are pseudo-skeptics too. And pseudo-skeptics are just deniers. You know, if we don't know about it, it doesn't exist. You know, so everybody has to decide who you are. You know, if it's the idea we talk about moving goalposts, and if you come in here and watch this and say, this doesn't prove anything, God bless you. Like I said, we're not trying to sway anybody. We're just trying to present what we documented. Take that, whatever, and go. I haven't been watching comments, but I hit the wrong button and somebody says you saw him moving his toes. Correct. And I called Cody and I wasn't happy about it. I said, I know what you're doing is correct, but at one point you did flex your toes. The only thing I would ask, I'd go my picture of a blue cow thing. Look at it to see how many times he doesn't, and there's
right.
not.
Right.
That's all I'm asking. It's like 10 questions, 10 knocks. One time he flexes his toes. The balancing on a chair. There's human physiology involved here.
Right.
Haha, I have you. You have the gotcha moment. Go back and look at the whole picture. You know, that's, I mean, I'm not going to get fired up over this, but I'm just saying, as an investigator, if people claim to investigate, you don't just look at one room. You look at a place in sum total. That's what an investigator does. That's what a good investigator does. So I'm not trying to sway you. Like I said, top of the show. It's not a revival meeting. I'm not trying to get you to convert. But I will say, when you say that, look at the whole picture. And if you still feel that way, you're entitled to it, you know, but you know, it's,
yeah, to your mind, if it's never
every time, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, and if all else fails, you'll say, well, Ken's in on it.
Yeah.
In on what exactly? In on what? For what purpose? Julie said it best. Why would we throw away a good reputation? It just, we don't fit the profile. It doesn't make sense, but you have your day. And really, I just want to move on, you know.
Julie, am I to understand also that there was a camera that was filming from directly underneath Cody Satori during the investigation?
There was we actually had in the loft that day, we had 3 cameras running, 2 2Ks, no, 1 4K, 1 6K, and 1 2K. We also had a voice recorder underneath them. So
Was
there's
there a
actually
camera
4 audio sources.
under
No.
them pointing up?
No.
We did a sweep underneath. I did. What we did is leave the barn doors in the front open with a camera pointing directly into the barn.
Yeah.
So clearly there's nobody in there going whack, 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 whack on the floor. That's
Yeah,
why
that-
we
the-
left
the
doors
actual-
open while traffic was going by, and it was.
Well, that's a perfect example of why people do investigations at night a lot quieter.
Well,
'Cause-
that was the trade-off. We wanted to make sure
Yes.
that from a video perspective, daytime was going to be easier. And because we wanted to blanket, we had 6 cameras running. We wanted to blanket the place. We've had so much rain. It was very challenging. Like, oh my God, I see sun. We filmed a week ago last Saturday.
Yeah, we purposely
It was an
do it during the
opportunity.
day.
Sure.
Correct.
We
During the
didn't
day.
want any dark shadows in the corner. or,
Correct.
You know.
And everything I recorded was, all the recording I did was at the highest resolution the cameras could do, because I didn't want to degrade any of the video quality. The cameras are running out at all times. The actual investigation was about 18 minutes long. We have complete clips of each camera outside. I think there might even be 30 minutes long, because as we were setting up, that are uncut. You can see nobody's going near these buildings.
Right.
So we have overlap of video all over the place.
All of it will be available out there. That it will sway anybody, as Ken said. Go with, you're in a Rubicon. You're in a Rubicon. There's no going back from where your mindset is now, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing to be said about that. But it comes down to a simple aspect of civility. That's all. That's all. Treat these kids like you would treat anybody else on the street, with respect, not behind your keyboard. And again, whatever you want to say with regards to what is being presented, in your opinion, what you think is happening or not happening, as long as it's done in a certain way, absolutely. If, again, it is absolutely necessary to find relevance in yourself or the attention of others by going over the top and being crass, there's nothing much that we can do about that either, especially on other people's platforms. But again, take a little bit of empathy and add it into your world every day, thinking about how these people are affected by and how the things you say. That's basically it. Ken, we got the next video.
Yeah. So what we did after that is that Cody had suggested we go inside. I said, that's fine. The couple there who owns the house wasn't home. They had a house sitter. At that point, she had come out earlier before we started. And it was like, hi, I'm just being nosy, and spent about 10 minutes chit-chatting. She was probably there for a month or so by herself. She just wanted someone to talk to. So we said, okay, you want to go inside? That's fine. So then I had a couple of ideas how we were going to do that. We hadn't really planned it. But since the woman was there alone, we just said, we're doing an experiment, and she left us alone, which I'm grateful for. We placed a camera in the library under the room we were in, and one in the living room showing the stairs. Nobody goes up the stairs at any point after we are up there. So there's a couple of things we wanted to do, and this is the first.
They're doing the opposite of me. I just did two. They did one. I did one. They did two. You only doing one now? You're not playing a beat?
Try to copy her.
Okay, so you do this. Ready? Okay, so I'm going to do a first beat and you do at the end, okay? So I'm going to go. Good job. Good job. I'm glad we're on the same page. That was fun. I love games. Thank you.
All right, just for the cameras, let's just spin. Okay.
We're doing a little dance. Is that okay? Thank you. No, yeah, it does sound like it's over here. Thank you.
Okay, so they weren't doing a do-si-do when they switched places. What I wanted Cody to do was stand on that thick beaded rug. Because if any vibration is coming off his toes, knees, hips, neck, ears, eyeballs, that rug is going to muffle that sound. It's going to sound different. I don't care. It's going to sound different. If it's physiological and it's a joint popping, then when you hear the knock knock on wood, it should sound the same.
And Julie, there's a 360 that we're going to be posting of this session right here we just saw, correct?
Correct. Yes.
All right.
Okay, so
wanted to make before
I
we
just, okay, go ahead. I wanted to finish the clip because now we have him standing on the rug.
Okay, no, this is short then, but I needed to bring it to your attention. One of the YouTubers that you guys are following eventually had to be ejected from the chat. I think that was their intent. They were creating such an energy in there, and we're not stopping, and they were warned to back off from it. And it was simply the intent that they would eventually get ejected so that they can present that on their channel. So yes, they were ejected, and I'm not going to again mention their name. It's not it's not purposeful to what it is that we're doing. So those of you that follow them and know that they're gone, there was a reason behind that, and it was that they were being a little bit or a lot disruptive in there, or the way that they were approaching their comments. So just so you're aware of that. Sorry, Ken, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the end of the clip. Cody's now on the rug, and I just explained why.
You're doing this on purpose. Yeah, you are. You go. No. Yes. So I go, and you go. Can you give me one more? I loved it so much. Bum, ba, bum, bum. Thank you.
Okay. So the noises are the same, and even if he's popping his toes, those noises are going to be muffled. Does common sense say that, or what am I missing here? Because the only other thing is like, and I've heard this, it's somehow I messed with the audio, and I mean, I couldn't turn the camera on up in the barn, and now all of a sudden I'm Nikolai Tesla. I can manipulate electronics, and like, folks, listen to me. I think I'm pretty good at what I do, but I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart. I'll be the first to admit it. My wife will probably be the second. So I thought it was important for them to switch. So he would be on that thick beaded rug. And if, again, those sounds were different, I would have been the first to just go, what the frig? All of this could have failed. All of this could have failed in full view of myself, Julie, and them. And then we have a problem. So make of that again what you will.
I had no idea what that sound was going to be. Again, we've never done the wood floor and the rug. I was surprised it was the same. It was absolutely the same.
And because this was, and I can empathize and I can understand too, they have been approached to do this in the past, and they were very hesitant until they finally, with people that they trusted, decided, let's try it. We've never done it before. Having failed in this experiment in front of friends is a hell of a lot more comforting or easier to swallow than doing it in front of strangers where, you know, it's going to be published somewhere on social media and they're going to get ridiculed. I just look at it from an aspect of I would probably be the same thing. I'd probably feel the same way. You know, if there was something that I was doing from a paranormal perspective that was mind-blowing, I'd want people that I trust around me first. As these experiments are continuing, as these discoveries are continuing, and, you know, not to steal Ken's thunder towards the end of the show, but there's more to come. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But there are continued experiences and experiments that stretch beyond the imagination of what could possibly be going on here. But we'll address that sometime in the future. Ken?
Yep. Yeah, I did it again, and I hit the wrong button, peeked in chat, and somebody said, why is his right foot always hidden? I'm going to assume you just joined in.
Yeah.
That you just joined in the show. As I said, I made it a specific point to focus on that because I know that's been a focus of people. I mean, we've tried to address everything, you know, but, you know, moving on. So now we go to the bedroom, chairs in the bedroom.
Absolutely. Yep. Nothing under the chair.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
There's nothing under the chair.
Other than a label.
Yep, there's nothing under the chair.
Okay. Careful you don't fall off.
I will. Do you have our feet in full?
I have your feet in full.
Okay. Are you still with me, Hannah? We look a little wobbly and a little funny. Was that you?
If anyone can hear us, doesn't have to be Hannah, anybody, could you come forward? Make that same sound?
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Is this still Hannah? Hi, Hannah. Don't we look a little silly? Yeah, we do. We hope we're amusing you at least. Good. That makes me happy.
Okay.
Do you see the sense of wonder in their own faces that this is happening? I mean, they're the kids at a candy store right now being able to discover this stuff. Ideas that Ken, you and Julie came up with also.
Yeah, they knew they were screwed if this didn't work. I can't stress that enough. We didn't know what the outcome was going to be. There is a difference, and we only have one more clip to play. There was a difference in the tenor and tone when people say, how come that, you know, that suggests complicity on Julie and I part. And I'm sorry, I'm going to push back on that. I don't care what you say, think, opinion, whatever. This stuff is all a construct. It's built on supposition, assumption, and projection. Okay? Not my first rodeo. As an investigator or a human being, I know the way people are. Conversely, I saw a thing where someone said, They're hollow metal chairs, so sounds can be like transmitted down there. And I said, you know something, you're absolutely right. If I had to do it over again, I would have used wooden chairs or something like that. See, that's constructive. That's not somebody who was, I mean, obviously he's calling them out, but I pay no attention to the calling out, and I listen to the message. And the message is, you're absolutely right. Maybe I should have used the wooden chair. And then I'm sure there would have been something else. But in thinking about it, you know, that's constructive. There is a difference. And I appreciated it. When someone's saying, I wish you would have put a camera here. I wish you would have put a camera there. That's constructive. And I agree, you know, gee, maybe we should have put a camera there. So there's two different ways of going about this. Before we play the last clip, which is just over a minute long, what time is it now? 9:46. George, if you want to jump in, and if there is, and one thing I mentioned, and this is at my behest, if you're out there saying, I'm a believer, Ken and Julie are great, we did not want them to put that message up. So it's not just, you know, you guys suck, you're a bunch of frauds. We just don't want, we didn't want to put messages up of support or disdain or any. So when anybody feels like, why are you not putting my questions up? That's the reason. We're doing our best to stay down the middle. I mean, we are going to have our say because we've been taking it on the chin lately, but that's the reason why. At the end of the day, I'm really trying to do our best to reach out to people and say, look, have a good discourse. I know that the drama is fun and it's something, you know, there's something about it which they just love punching down at people. And that's fine. There's nothing I can do to control that. But we're just trying to control our own message tonight. I hope you understand that. Because after tonight, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. We get it. We get it. So,
yeah, the approach, the heinous way, the ugly way that is going, it's solipsistic. It's one of those things where it's for your own self-interest. It's what you think is best for you. And again, we're not here to control or censor what your opinion is on this. It's just simply trying to get the message across, which is going to be lost in translation, obviously, that it doesn't have to be from a bitter perspective, from an angry perspective. Why is it so angry? Why is it so hateful? I mean, there's worse things in this world, trust me, than being questionable to somebody's experiments, questionable to the procedure, questionable to the connection. That's perfectly fine. But when it's becoming something that is so cruel and inhuman, I don't understand why it has to go from that aspect of it. But again, those who are doing presentations on their channels and they need to drive content, they're going to stay with what works for them. If they're getting 42,000 views, they're going to stay on that. And what's interesting about many of these is because it all started, you know, these kids were doing this for 3 years. They did multiple investigations on this channel before anything. Then when they wound up on a massive YouTube channel, that's when the attacks happen, because it draws content to your channel. Same exact thing when they went with the second very successful YouTube. That also perpetuated interest because it draws attention. There's some other guy that's out there. I'm not even going to mention his name. 4.2 million subscribers. He gets attacked. Why? Because there's volume there to attack and draw content, and it's so blatant and obvious. And so the bottom line of it is you know, again, just take a step back for a second and say, hey, okay, you know, this is interesting, or I don't believe it, and then leave it at that. It doesn't have to be where these kids need to be afraid that they're going to get messages that are life-threatening or just it just doesn't make sense. Most of the ones that are out there, the people that we know about too, they're much older than these kids. And so finding yourself a situation where you can be a little bit more civil in life, I think this is part of that addition to it. So, Ken?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, to me, at the end of this, I'm just trying to, at best, have people look at this and just say, okay, I don't change my perspective one way or the other, but maybe it gives me pause for thought. Maybe it answered a question I had. If you want to keep giving straw man arguments, well, yeah, you showed this, but like, what about the hips? The hip, like this kid's Inspector Gadget, he's built out of Legos or something, that's fine. My opinion, I think you're really trying hard. You're entrenched in a position. It's not in your best interest to go back.
By the way, and I wanted to announce too, we are about 2 minutes away from concluding with KGRADB.com and our producer Bill Forte. So I wanted to thank Bill, our producer, and KGRA. We will continue. Not for much longer, but we will continue here on the YouTube channel. So anyone that's listening in on KGRA, don't know why you're listening, you're missing all the video, but you can join us right here on Dead Air Full Spectrum for the conclusion of the show. Critically important to really listen to what it is that Ken is saying and how it's being said. So also going to say it, since we're still on KGRA, is once again tomorrow night on our Patreon page, we are going to talk about this in the town hall. So if you guys want to join us on the Patreon page, it's right there on the bottom. 8 p.m. tomorrow night. It's going to be a first come, first serve. Our regulars that are always there supporting us, we want to say, guys, if you get trumped out, so to speak, it doesn't matter. Maybe it's best so you don't get frustrated. But we'll be there tomorrow night so that you guys are aware of that. All right.
All right. I want to answer a question in chat. It's a very good one. And then I want to turn it over to Julie before we go to the last clip. Someone had asked, Ken, I thought you hadn't been to Satori and Cody hadn't been to the location before. How did they know the owner's name? It's a fine question. What I said was we had investigated the place before. I did not specifically say Cody and Satori were on that investigation. They were. It had to do with Hans Holzer and all of that. How did they know the owner's name? The name they got is not the owner. It is actually someone who's there in spirit, So they had been there before. Where we had not been is that barn up on the loft. Obviously I have to know somebody to get access to a place. I can't knock on somebody's door and let us in. But I did mention, in fairness, we had investigated. And when I said we, I didn't include Cody and Satori, and that's on me. I definitely should have done that. And so just so we're clear, like I said, there's nothing to hide here. The spirit they had that supposedly is coming through is one they had contacted previously. And obviously you heard the name Hannah. That is not the owner's name at all. So I hope that clears that up. I think it was important to address that.
And I want to turn it back over to Julie, but I wanted to address the hip consideration and what I wanted to, because now we've gone up the body, as we will continue to. This was being done, this contact, these sessions with Cody and Satori prior to Cody's first hip surgery. Then he had that. Then it continued on the same way after that surgery. And then Cody had a second hip surgery. And you can actually see, and probably better once the 360 is posted, Cody not walking very, very well. As a matter of fact, Ken, he had a hard time going up the ladder, correct?
Yeah.
So, which hip now? is my question. So again, it's grabbing for straws, and whatever the next one is that you want to consider. But Ken, you want to turn it back to Julie?
Yeah, Julie, I'm going to give you the last thoughts on all of this, but let me get to this clip. This is the last one. This was taken by somebody else. We weren't present, didn't know about it. This is in the past. This clip was found, and I don't know, it's an example of another experiment that really had nothing to do with us. But, I just want to play it because this is something else someone has suggested.
Okay, so how many words? Just one? Your first name? Okay, so we're going to start saying the letters of the alphabet. You know how to do this, so just go ahead and not point at the letter. Tap once if you're ready. Thank you. A, B, C, D, E, E. A, B, C, D. Is it D? E, D. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, W? Edward? Hi, Edward. My name is...
Okay, real quick, you noticed a jump cut in the middle of that. That's because a name of somebody was put on the screen in a graphic. We didn't want to show the name. So that's what the jump cut was. Okay, not us, something else someone did way back, but, something that people had asked about headphones, things like that. So, all right, Julie. I don't know.
My thoughts on this, I've seen so many hours of them. I've recorded so many sessions with them. I can't explain what is happening. I'm sure if you've never seen this in person, it's hard to believe it. All I can say, it's real. What I see is real. I do not see any kind of manipulation of the body. Keep in mind, when they were on those chairs, they did their best trying to not fall out of the chairs. They had to balance themselves on those chairs. And you can even hear Satori say that. But there's nothing I can say that's going to convince somebody that it's real. And that's all I can say. I know it is. It's not just the noises. It's the messages. It's a little girl at the paint house not understanding the concept of a balloon. Like, what would you do? They brought a balloon for her one time. You can't make this stuff up. Or at the Conjuring house, thumps on the ground and they showed us where to plant the pear trees. That's kind of stuff, and that's all on film. This isn't made up. This is all real. And again, we have seen and heard so many things, and I've recorded them for over 2 years now. This isn't something, and most of the video I have is not at the Conjuring house. I'd say about maybe 5% is. So again, this is all over the place. So again, I can't convince anybody. You can polygraph me if you want. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. I have the video. I'm a true believer. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Simply put, guys, place your analysis below the video, place your analysis in somebody else's video, place your analysis on your social media, place your angry rants somewhere else. There's no need for that, because the ultimate goal in all of this is progression of the field, is discovery in the field. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier on, more to come, more discoveries. And there have been discoveries all through these experiments, and there's more to come. And if you're open-minded and you're patient and you are curious for discovery, then stay tuned and we'll put that on there. Ken, the other videos besides the 360, which will be released in about an hour, how you said to be determined when those will go up also, but they will be winding up on this page as well, correct?
Well, we'll have an open discussion here with Julie because I know she just unloaded the one we're going to be showing next is the perimeter of this barn, covered entirely. No one's messing around. No one's knocking on walls. No one's on the roof, including a camera with 2 open doors looking straight in. So right below us. So everybody can see that there's no one knocking. Again, it's like, I mean, would I do, I know there's a lot of people out there that would do that probably. So, but I'm not going to take offense at it because I'm comfortable enough in my own skin that I don't have to entertain it. The only thing I guess before we get out of here, unless there's anything else you want to cover, is that I know one of the things that has been said is, why 5 months? What took so long? Honestly, I have no idea. Tonight, we're not speaking for Cody and Satori. I never asked them that question, like what took you so long? I don't know.
Yeah, you can guess. You can guess.
A question they'd have to answer. I don't know. They just said, "Do you want to do this?" Absolutely. That's it.
All right. And I would like to publicly thank them for being brave enough to come forward and do this, and for Ken and for Julie to take the time to be diligent and, filtering through all the comments, taking away the nasty bits and parts, and just looking at the experiments and things that people wanted to see. I think that Ken and Julie did the best that they possibly could. Of course, as I said, especially you're seeing in chat tonight, people move the goalposts. Now it's the hips. It's not the toes. It's not the ankles. It's not the knees. Those are all visible. Now it's the hips. 2 replaced hips. You can't perform miracles. This is the best that they could possibly do. There's more to come, as I said, and you take it for what you wish. It's going to be out there now, and it'll be interesting to see how it's twisted and contorted and bring it into a different light as we go forward. But as Ken said, this is it. We go back to our regular interviews with our wonderful guests that we have each and every week, and don't need to pursue this any further because it's either going to prove the point that this is legitimately happening, or it's going to prove the point that no matter what is put out there,
if this warrants,
going to be questions.
If this warrants more research, and I think a lot of people will agree that it likely does, we will not be a part of it. Whatever happens after this, if anything, it's like we no longer are going to be the videographers or the documenters on this. We're going to go back to cases. And this is, as I said, for the 40th time, the first, only, and last time that we will ever do something like this. We took our shot at it. If somebody else wants another shot at it with different techniques and everything like that, hey, we'll see what happens down the road. I don't know what the plans are. I know that they're certainly discussing what the next thing is going to be, but rest assured it won't have anything to do with us at all. So we're done.
360s will go public in about an hour. Julie DeMay, Ken DaCosta, thank you so much. Aaron, thank you for what you've done in chat tonight. And we'll see you guys again next week, same time. For our Patreon members, we'll see you guys in the town hall tomorrow night at 8 p.m. My name's George Lopez. You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching.